PlayStation just had a crazy presentation, and I'm going to fill you guys in less than 10 minutes. My name is Julien Melnick, and welcome to the Console Gaming Channel. You know what all the good stuff is. We're button mashers and thumbstick thrashers, and here to have a good time playing video games. Guys, the first thing they showed us was a crazy chess game, and that chess game was just a commercial for them. It wasn't really anything crazy. It was just a really cool animation. Then they showed us Knights of the Old Republic, and I lost my mind. I actually screamed in this room while I was on a Discord call with a bunch of other people. I lost it. I completely lost it. And at the end of the presentation, they shared that the game is not just a remaster, but a remake. So they're actually going to be keeping the story, but at least that's what they made us believe, and really leaning heavily into the technology that's available now to really give us a crazy cool experience. And they're bringing up people that worked on the original one. So this is going to be something crazy. Next, they had this crazy looking anime style game. There wasn't much other than just a lot of gameplay. And at least that was pretty much it, actually. Just a lot of gameplay. Not much explanation. Like a Devil May Cry meets running. I don't know. It's, yeah. And then they talked about Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I am really excited for this. It was like a mixture of D&D meets Borderlands. No, a mixture of World of Warcraft meets Skyrim meets Borderlands. A little bit more like that. It looks great. It's going to be funny. It's voiced by some crazy people. It's going to be super good. And I was really excited. It got me going. But we already knew that was coming out, so let's not go on to the next. Which is another game that we already saw, which was Forspoken, but this one gave us a little bit more gameplay. It really gave me some Prince of Persia vibes, you know, just like kind of flipping around. Here's the deal. It is a classic adventure-style RPG, through and through. Looks like it's coming out sometime next year, and we're good to go. And to be honest, with all the release dates, there weren't much here. Some games, they didn't even really show the title, so yeah, it's probably still a working title. This was a really interesting presentation, but let's move on. They couldn't leave Rainbow Six out of this because everyone seems to love Rainbow Six. So if you're into zombies and Rainbow Six Extraction got a little bit of coverage, and you're seeing a little bit of that gameplay right now. Then they gave us another game, Alan Wake. He's a writer. He is stuck in a horror game, and it kind of gave me those Silent Hill vibes. I'm not into horror games, but hey, you know, they're making another one. Good for them. After that, they couldn't, again, leave out GTA 5. I know a lot of people want GTA 6. Me, I'm not really into the GTA franchise, personally. Here's the deal. GTA 5 is coming to PlayStation 5 as a full PlayStation 5 game, and they're bringing in GTA Online. So if that's your cup of coffee, it's coming. It's coming for you. The next one was kind of interesting, GHOSTWIRE Tokyo. It's a first-person Magic Cast kind of thing. It's interesting. It looked fun. The movement was kind of interesting, too. It's fast-paced. It looks like you're saving someone, a girl, sister, girlfriend, who knows? The story was unclear, but the gameplay looked cool, and it was kind of like horror-esque. I'm not sure if it's one I'd pick up, but it looks interesting nonetheless. Then they got into Blood Hunt, which you're basically a vampire, and the movement looked crazy. In fact, shout out, Mindstormer was on the call and said movement looks very slick. And it did. It looked like it's a quick-paced game and, you know, probably going to take advantage of the high frame rate. And I think that if you do that, this gameplay will actually be pretty unique and pretty fun. Very bloody, but you're a vampire, so that's a good thing, I think. Deathloop coming out in like 5 days, September 14th, 2021. Only one I'm really going to say the date in because I'm sure of it. It's coming out in 5 days. The more I see things about this game, the more I'm like, you know what? I might play it. And it looks interesting. It looks fun. It looks quick. It's the only trailer on here that had a lot of cussing in it. I guess that's a part of it. But it looks like a lot of fun. I am intrigued by the story. I like the visuals. And the movement seems pretty cool. Uncharted Remaster. The only reason why I say that is because that's what I think. All they really showed was Drake from Uncharted. Multiple scenes of it. And that's it. And then they got into the PlayStation exclusives. And let me tell you, these PlayStation exclusives, they're exclusive. We got Wolverine, and we just see some guy walking up to a guy with bloody knuckles, and then claws come out. It's exclusive to PlayStation, so if you like Wolverine like I do, there you go. After that, we got Gran Turismo 7, which as far as a racing game is concerned, I think is probably the most beautiful racing game. I never was into Gran Turismo. I've never really been into any sort of racing game nonetheless, but this one actually has me intrigued. It seems like, and they talked about this after the whole presentation, they kind of went into detail, it's taking all the concepts from multiple games that have been released and kind of combining it with campaign modes, arcade-style games, stuff too. They're really trying to lean heavily into this Gran Turismo game. It's more of a racing simulator than anything else. Simulator. It's more of a racing simulator than anything else, but it's wild. And with ray tracing, this game is going to be unreal. I was already blown away by it back in the day when I've seen this game being played, but it's going to be pretty wild. So Gran Turismo 7, that was covered. The last 2 games that we have were, well, really sick. Before we get into that, if you want to be a part of this community, real simple. Subscribe away. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the little bell. That's a notification. And that way you'll be up to date. You won't miss stuff like this. Updates and recaps of crazy presentations that were an hour long. They probably could have summed up in like 10 minutes. And then hit the like button, because that helps this get out to more people. And then it's a free way for you to help me out. And, you know, I can appreciate it. All right, the last 2 games, Spider-Man 2, which, again, not too much. We just see a guy narrating that he's looking for a worthy opponent, but then he says, maybe you will be a worthy opponent. And then we hear this gargling voice say, we will. And you know who that is. A gargling Spider-Man? No, it's a Venom. Yeah, Venom. No more explanation than that. Just Venom. He shows up. I like it. I like Venom. I like Venom. You like Venom? I like it. In the last game that they showed before they cut to us talking to the guys that are important, I guess, which, here's the deal. It doesn't really matter. They're just like, yeah, these games are great. God of War Ragnarok. And I'll tell you what, this game, looks pretty sick. It looks insane, to be honest. The visuals were great. They're leaning heavily into lore. So they're not taking what we've become more accustomed to with Disney, but they're leaning into lore, what Thor really is like, what these different Odin, who he is, and stuff like that. They're really taking a page out of the real Norse mythology and the real mythology, which I'm really into. It's going to be great. I'm so excited to see, because I'm a huge fan of that lore. And though I like the Disney movies, they're great, they're fun, whatever, Marvel's fun, this is what I really love. So it's going to be fun to watch and fun to see unfold. Again, no dates on when we're going to get it, but God of War Ragnarok looks insane. And they didn't really mention the one game that's been in the press lately, Horizon Forbidden West. And that's probably because of all of the stuff that went on with it. They mentioned it briefly, and the guy was talking about how, you know, it's been fun to play and stuff like that, and just, we know, right? They already covered it. I mean, it got its own presentation, for goodness sake, but it really wasn't here in great detail. So these are the games that are coming out for the PlayStation 5. I'm excited. And I forgot to mention, they kind of leaned into Guardians of the Galaxy a little bit. And though I didn't talk about it earlier, and it did happen earlier, I'm really excited for that game. I don't know why. It just seems fun. It seems interesting, and I love Guardians of the Galaxy. Even though this is going to be a little bit different than what we're used to, it's actually going to stick closer to the comics, and I'm all about that. And that's it. That's all that happened today. If you like this video, hit that like button. It really does help me out. It does help a lot. It really does. And I need that help. I need it. All right. Enough of that. Most of all, happy gaming.